Diogenes of Sinope was a Greek philosopher. He was born in Sinope, Turkey, but was exiled from his native land for defacing the local currency, and moved to Athens, Greece. He lived a life of poverty but was incredibly confident and a wise man. Let us learn 9 virtuous traits that can help us live practically from him now. Number 1. Self-reliance. When Diogenes arrived in Athens, Greece from Sinope, Turkey, he had a servant named Manes. Diogenes had nobody else and nothing else in his life but Manes. However, Manes ran away to escape and left Diogenes alone. But, adamantly, Diogenes courageously accepted his unfortunate destiny and lonely life of poverty. Diogenes said, "If Manes can live without Diogenes, why not Diogenes without Manes?" Number 2. Self-sufficiency. Diogenes never cared about power, money, social status and fame. He enjoyed and marveled at the very simple things that life could offer without claiming it as his own. He could enjoy life without needing anything apart from basic needs and what nature could provide him, such as the light of the sun, which most of us probably take for granted. In fact, an extremely inspirational encounter in his life proved his self-sufficiency. In one occasion, when Diogenes was lying down on one of the streets of Corinth, Alexander the Great paid Diogenes a visit and told him, "I am an emperor. I can give you anything you ask for. Name one thing, and I will give it to you." Diogenes replied, "Step aside. You are blocking the sun. Do not deprive me of what you cannot give me." After this exchange of words, Alexander admired Diogenes and said, "If I were not Alexander, I would wish to be Diogenes." In response, Diogenes said, "If I were not Diogenes, I would still wish to be Diogenes." Number 3. Self-confidence. Diogenes was an incredibly self-confident man. He was always satisfied with who he was and what he had. Social status, political power and influence were completely meaningless to him. In one occasion, Alexander gave one of his messengers a command, "Tell Diogenes to come here." The messenger came to Diogenes and said, "The king wants you to come and visit him." Diogenes rejected the invitation and told the messenger to tell Alexander, "What stops you from coming to me is the same thing that stops me from coming to you." The messenger was nervous and asked Diogenes, "What do you think Alexander is going to say?" Diogenes said what Alexander would say. "What stops me from coming to you? And what stops you from coming to me?" And Diogenes said what he would answer. "You are too powerful to want me. And I am too independent to need you." Number 4. Directness. Diogenes never cared about who he was talking to. For him, what mattered was to say what he had to say and do what he had to do. He expressed his insightful thoughts without any regard for the social status and power of the people who were speaking with him. In one occasion, Alexander saw that Diogenes was looking at a pile of human bones and appeared to be looking for something. Alexander the Great asked Diogenes, "What are you looking for?" Diogenes answered, "I am searching for the bones of your father, but cannot distinguish them from those of a slave." Number 5. Liberty. Diogenes valued freedom more than anything else. He lived a life free from the cares of society. He thought that the things that people care about, such as money, political power and social status, take away our freedom. In one occasion, a man told Diogenes about the good fortune of one of the servants of Alexander the Great named Callisthenes. Callisthenes enjoys a lot of luxuries in the chamber of Alexander the Great. He is blessed. Diogenes replied, "Not really. Callisthenes is cursed. He has breakfast and dinner only when Alexander allows him." In another occasion, Diogenes saw that the citizens of Athens had become corrupt and slaves to their desire for money, social status and political power, and walked in the middle of the day, bringing a burning lantern with him. One of the people who saw Diogenes approached and asked him, "Why are you bringing a burning lantern in the middle of the day?" Diogenes answered, "I am looking for an honest man." Number 6. Dignity. Diogenes was a man of dignity. He was always true to himself. He never lived to please anyone. He was always who he was. And he was always perfectly enough for himself. In one occasion, Diogenes was washing a handful of discarded lettuces from a local market. Plato, another Greek philosopher who had been pleasing a powerful politician named Dionysius to gain influence and power, saw that Diogenes was washing a handful of discarded lettuces. Plato advised Diogenes and said, "If you had pleased Dionysius, you would not be washing lettuces." Diogenes replied, "If you had washed lettuces, you would have never had to please Dionysius." Number 7. Joyfulness. Diogenes could make himself happy even in the most frightening and miserable circumstances. He never worried about the future. And he never even feared the possibility of being enslaved or abused. In one occasion, he was captured and imprisoned to be sold as a slave together with other unfortunate prisoners. They were all starving and did not have enough food to eat. Diogenes said, "It is absurd for pigs or sheep to be fed with abundant food when they are going to be sold, so that they can be offered fat and fleshy. But for the most excellent of all animals, man, to be reduced to a skeleton by bad and insufficient food, and, therefore, offered less valuable than before." When food was served and given to Diogenes, he sat down and ate his breakfast with great joy and courage, sharing part of his food with his fellow prisoners. When he saw that one of them was depressingly miserable, he said, "Will you not let go of your misery? Take what you can get." Number 8. Fortitude. Diogenes is also known for his great fortitude to face trials. He did very odd things that would make him the legendary philosopher that he was to become. He trained himself to face challenges and sufferings that life could give to everyone. In one occasion, a man saw Diogenes begging from a statue. The man asked him, "Why are you begging from a statue?" Diogenes answered, "I am training myself to get used to being rejected." Number 9. Simplicity. Diogenes lived in the most simple and natural way possible. He despised external possessions and luxuries that most people would work and strive for. For him, external possessions such as mansions and beautiful houses usually end up owning us instead of us owning them because of the values that we associate to them. External possessions cause us to feel unpleasant feelings such as fear, anxiety, anger and sadness when we lose them. Or even when we only think about the possibility of losing them to thieves, robbers and burglars. In one occasion, a rich man invited Diogenes to come to his house and told him, "I would like you to come and visit my house. But, please, do not spit on the floor of my house." In response to the rich man's invitation, Diogenes spat a mouthful of phlegm into the rich man's face. Diogenes said, "In a rich man's house, there is no place to spit but his face." Thank you. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell and hit the like button. Peace.